Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've made a video about anything to do with Printful, and mainly that's because I only use Printful to fulfill just a few items in my print-on-demand shop. I get most of my fulfillment through Printify because the Printify Premium subscription gets me access to lower pricing without having to qualify for discounts. But there have been a lot of changes in the last several months over at Printful. With the new membership tiers, easier access to discounts, and a bunch of new features, is Printful awesome now? I don't mean to say that Printful wasn't awesome before. I've always found Printful's user interface and the workflows that they create to be some of the easiest to follow, especially for new print-on-demand sellers. But like I mentioned in the opening, I personally just haven't used Printful to fulfill most of my orders because with their previous discount program, you had to earn discounts through making sales volumes first. So that means you'd have to either start by setting your prices higher and be less competitive, which kind of goes against making the sales volume you need to get the discounts, or you'd have to take a much lower profit margin at first, hoping that you're going to earn discounts later through volume. And I just never really liked that structure. It just wasn't for me. That's why I went with Printify, because I could just pay a fee and get access to instantly lower pricing. But all of that is changing with Printful's new memberships. So in this video, we're going to talk about the new memberships. We're also going to talk about some new features that have come to Printful in the last several months, in case you missed any of them, because there's some pretty cool stuff that you can do with Printful now. But let's start by talking about these memberships. Now, everybody has already been slotted into one of these memberships or retained their free account. So now there's basically the free account, which doesn't have any of these benefits. And then there are two membership levels, growth and business. You still qualify for these by making sales volume. However, the qualifier for getting into the first tier that has benefits, the growth membership, is actually pretty attainable, and they're going to be introducing for the first time the ability to buy into the growth membership and start getting discounts on your products if you haven't qualified with your sales volume. Now, that paid option is not available yet, and their website doesn't yet indicate how much the cost per month will actually be. I'm filming this on August 19th, 2023, so as soon as they release that information, I'll be sure to put that in the description, and I'll pin a comment under this video with the information about how much it costs if you want to get into the growth plan before you meet the sales volume. But the threshold, like I said, is actually pretty attainable. You just need to have $12,000 in sales over the last 12 months. And I believe it is a rolling 12-month period that they measure every month. So all you have to have is 12 months where you have paid for $12,000 or more in order fulfillment through Printful. So that's how it's measured. It's going by how much have you paid Printful to fulfill orders in the last 12 months. And $12,000 is really not that high for a whole 12-month period. That's only an average of $1,000 a month in fulfillment. But if you have lived through a fourth quarter sales period before with your print-on-demand business, then you likely already know it's possible to do multiple thousands of dollars of sales in an individual month. So there are a lot of sellers that should qualify for this $12,000, and then they get the growth plan for free for no cost. And the great thing is once you reach that goal, once you reach the $12,000 in sales over the last 12 months, you actually keep that growth membership free for a year. So you don't have to re-qualify for it every single month. They let you keep the growth membership level for a whole year as soon as you qualify for it. Now, of course, the main benefit here is up to a 20% discount on the pricing for DTG products, as well as up to a 30% discount on other product categories. That is the main thing that you really are looking for here, because that gets you your more competitive pricing, and it helps with, to me, what the primary issue is with Printful to begin with, and that's that their pricing is just higher than some other platforms like Printify. Now, the business tier of the membership is a much higher qualifier. You have to have $60,000 in sales over 12 months, and then your discounts jump up a little bit from there. But the discounts on a per order basis only increase a little bit with the business plan, but there are a couple of other benefits, including sample orders are discounted 25% instead of 20%, and you get free digitization on your embroidery products, which, that's like a $6.50 fee, I believe, to digitize each print file, the first time you order a new design with embroidery. So that there is a significant savings that you would get if you reach the Printful Business membership tier. Now, again, this is August 19th that I'm filming this on. They have not yet released the ability for you to pay to get the growth plan, but you can come to this page. I'll link to this in the description. You can come to this page and enter your email address and get on the wait list to be one of the first ones to get access to the paid growth plan. And again, they haven't released the pricing on it yet, but it does say on their website, the Printful Growth membership can pay for itself in just 10 orders a month. So I don't know what they're basing that on. There's no more detail there. So in theory, it sounds like it shouldn't be too high of a monthly cost. And the great thing is you don't have to keep paying if you start paying for it and then you reach your sales target. If you get that $12,000 in 12-month sales, then you basically just stop paying and you get the growth membership for a 12-month period for free. So I think these new membership plans are a very positive change for Printful, whether you were already using Printful or whether you're a brand new seller and you maybe hadn't considered Printful because of their pricing being higher and not having the option to get any discounts without earning it through sales volume. To me, this overall makes Printful a lot more appealing. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Let me know if you have been using Printful and if you automatically got bumped to the growth membership this month when they rolled it out because you already had, met the sales requirements. Let me know what you think of these new membership plans. All right, now let's talk about a couple of new features that have come out in the last few months that I think also now make Printful even better. Now, this first feature is something that to me, it's not quite there yet. Like they need to enhance it a little bit for it to actually be really useful. However, it is definitely a step in the right direction. And the feature I'm talking about is the ability to create multiple product templates at the same time in one design upload workflow. So we're going to start by clicking on Create Product from the Product Templates page, and then just pick any product that we plan on creating with a new design that we're working on. So I'm just going to start by adding the Gildan 5000 t-shirt, and actually they're already displaying the growth plan pricing here, by the way. You can now see that the regular free plan price is $9.25 and the growth plan price is $8.45. So almost $1 discount per item, per t-shirt on this particular product. That's a pretty good discount. All right, so we just click on the first product that we want to design here, and we will come into the design view. That should look pretty similar to what you're used to here. However, on the right side of the screen, there is a new little area here that will start to populate some additional suggested items once we add our design. All right, so I'm gonna drop my design in here, and we can still design it the exact same way we normally would have as far as sizing it, moving it around. But now we also have this area on the right side of the screen where it says try this design on other products. It's going to show us this same design we uploaded on a few additional products. So it's showing us here, looks like a couple of hoodies, a tote bag. I'm not sure why it's suggesting the swimsuit for this particular transparent PNG design, but let's just go ahead and click add and edit on this Gildan hoodie because I also want to offer this design on the hoodie in my shop. Now it's going to take us right to that product where we can then edit the sizing and placement of the design. And we're not editing it for that t-shirt we started with. We're only editing the placement and sizing of the design on now this new product. And you can see in the bottom left corner, actually, that we're working on two different products here, and you can click on either one to go back and forth if you need to make edits to the products that you've added. But now we can still add additional products here. So let's say we wanted to do this tote bag as well. We'll click add and edit, and it will bring our design over onto the next product. And now we can resize and place our design on this one. And again, bottom left corner, you can see now I've got 3 products that I'm working on here. So now what I can do when I'm ready is in the bottom right corner, we've got Save to Templates. Notice you cannot go straight to publishing these to your shop because this workflow really is just for creating product templates, almost like a set of templates. It's not for uploading directly to your store. So I'm going to click Save to Templates, and that'll take us back to our product template view here, where now you can see we've created all 3 of these product templates. From there, you can hover over each one and click the Add to Store button, and that will take you to the workflow to actually add it to your store. So once we click into that, we're in the tote bag one now. We select the colors we want to offer. We can say we want both colors. We'll go ahead and move forward to the mockups. The only thing we don't need to do is that whole design placement part of it because we already did that. So it's going to take us right to the mockups now. And there is a custom mockup feature that I want to talk about next. But before we move on to that, I just want to point out that is the workflow. We're already done with the workflow of creating multiple products. So there's 2 specific things that I think this really needs to actually be more useful for everybody. One is the ability to not just create those multiple products as templates, but the ability to go straight into the adding it to your store part of the workflow. Now, of course, there are slight differences because they are different products. So it makes sense that you need to be able to edit the workflow of adding them to your store. I just think there's a little bit more streamlining they could do there. So you're not just creating templates, you're also adding them to your store in a more efficient manner. The other thing I think could be improved is when we are back in that design editor view and selecting the products, you only can choose the ones that it's suggesting there. You cannot manually search for additional products to add. I think that would make it a lot more useful, but they are definitely headed in the right direction with this. All right, so let's talk about custom mockups, because this is another new feature that has a lot of things you can do with it I think is pretty interesting. So you can still go to the basic mockups workflow, which is the same as it has been. But if you click on create your own mockups here, it brings you into the new custom mockup workflow. Now you're going to be able to actually apply a background scene to the mockups, and it's going to vary by product. Your apparel mockups are going to have more than one type of mockup to choose to work with. Products like this tote bag, you've basically only got one lay flat mockup here. I think there might be a different one that you can select after we go a little bit further in the workflow, but the main one you're going to be working with here is like a lay flat mockup. And then on the left side of the screen, we've got all of these scenes to choose from. Some of them are, I don't know what I personally probably wouldn't use. These abstract ones just kind of make the mockup look a little strange. I don't know what product this would work for, but there are definitely some usable ones here. For example, this is a great one, I think. It's basically just a pre-formatted lay flat scene with a top view of a couple of plants and a wood background. And then there are a lot of these daily accessory ones to choose from that would probably look better for an apparel mockup. But the cool thing that you can do is you can actually manually tinker with these. So let's say that I liked this one, but I'm not in love with the entire thing and the placement of these extra little details. All I have to do is click on select and continue. And now I'm going to be able to actually edit this scene. So on the left, you've got a selection of your layers here. You can change the background fill. If I loved everything about this except for the background, I could come and change the background to maybe that wood one that I liked that I saw earlier, or any of these other backgrounds. Or maybe I just want to change the placement of these flowers. So maybe they're, covering up a tiny bit less of the product. Or maybe this marble board I just don't like. I can just delete that out of there. I can even select props on the left part of the menu here and find something different to put in this scene with my product. You can actually select, there's a little toggle here where I can select top view, and then it will give me only top view items. So if I wanted to add this little plant in the top corner instead of that other thing that was there we go. Now I've got a top view of a plant in the corner. Now the only warning I'll give on this is don't get analysis paralysis on this, meaning don't get overwhelmed by how many options there are and then spend an hour tinkering with one mockup, because that's not really an efficient use of your time. But that being said, I do think this is really cool and a way to get more unique looking mockups for your shop. Another thing you can do with this is completely create one from scratch. So if you go to the scenes menu over here, there are those templates like we originally saw. But then if you click on the My Scenes option, you can actually click Create from Scratch. And then if you already have one, it'll kind of ask you to make sure you want to do that. If we click Apply, now it's going to give us a completely empty scene, and we can change the background fill. Now we can also just clear out the background and use our own background that we uploaded. And the way to do that's actually not through the backgrounds. What you want to do is just clear out the background like I just did, and you can actually make your own branded background for these for your shop if you'd like to. So I'm over on Canva, and I'm just going to start by creating a 2000 by 2000 pixel new canvas. So I just clicked on create a design, and I'm going to manually put in 2000 by 2000, or because I just recently did one, I can actually click on recent here and go to 2000 by 2000. Then I'm just going to pick a background that I like from the photos that are available directly here in Canva. All right, so here's a wood background that I like. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my logo to the corner. All right, there we go. Now that's not the best contrast with my POD Insights logo. Hopefully there's a little better contrast. You might want to pick a different background if it doesn't stand out all that well. But whatever your print on demand shop logo is, throw that in one of the corners. You don't want to make it too big because you don't want it to be behind the product, because the product is going to be over the top. And now all I have to do is download this as a JPEG or a PNG. Either one is fine. Then we can come back over here to Printful, and we can go to the upload section and upload that. Then just select that one that you uploaded, and it will add this as a new layer to your mockup. Now all you have to do is grab that layer over here on the left where the layers are and drag it below your product mockup to make it the background, and then just click and drag to stretch it out. There we go. All right, now I position it just so that my logo is visible, and then there you go. You can now proceed with this as your primary mockup, and it will automatically apply it to the other color options. Now again, in this instance for this product, I probably wouldn't use this color background. This is a great way to get your own custom branded backgrounds for your mockups with the Printful custom mockup tool. Then when we click continue, it shows you what your mockups are going to look like. And on the left side of the screen under the primary here, you can actually check this box to say save this mockup as a new scene, and it will save not the product, but the background that you made as a new scene. And then next time you won't have to do that upload process. It'll already be there under your scenes as one that you can choose for any product you want. And then from there, the upload process continues the way it normally does. So then we would proceed to do our title, description, tags, and our pricing and everything. So there's nothing different from this point forward. So those are two enhancements in Printful that are available now. The ability for you to create multiple product templates from one design process. And then within the product publishing process, you have the ability to create custom mockups now, either with the elements that Printful provides or making your own custom branded background. So that's it for this video. I just felt overdue talking about some of these new features with Printful, especially with the new account tiers rolling out. Let me know in the comments what you think of all of these features. And if you've been using Printful all along, if you're finding these new features helpful, I'm curious to hear your feedback about them. And like I said, when they share what the monthly cost will be for that growth plan, if you don't qualify for it, I will be sure to add that into the description, and I'll pin a comment below the video as well once that information's released. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button if you did find the video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the POD Insights channel if you haven't already. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.